know about you, but I'm feeling 2022. Oh wait, that's not how Taylor's song goes. Hey guys, it's Amy here, back again with another video. So we finished another year. Oh boy, what a year it was! In the grand scheme of things, you could say it was bad, you know, more lockdowns, protests and injustices. But it comes with some silver linings. There have been some major silver linings for me. I got into a community theatre show again, I graduated from university, I published my debut freaking novel, and those are just the biggest ones. But now my goals are no longer about passing grades, they're about my author platform growing. It's only fair to start making goals for it, with a couple of extra fun ones sprinkled in here, nothing too personal. We're just basically gonna get into it. I'm gonna say all my goals and what I'm hoping to accomplish for each of them, why I have them. Yeah. Finish writing ASTER'S CODA Semblance. By the time this video is coming out, I'd definitely be well over halfway through writing my second novel, the sequel to my debut, ASTER'S CODA Exposure. I mean, it's still a fair way off being published, obviously, but it's still gonna be a really great milestone to finish my second book. I'm aiming to finish the first draft in like August at the latest or so, but having it finished in like June or July would be really nice. We shall see where it goes. The sequel's basically going to be following Abby Tacker as she learns about making her own identity as the ASTER'S CODA. Start writing a non-ASTER'S CODA book once the sequel is done. I have way too many stories to get out there, and so I should probably start writing a few more than just the ASTER'S CODA series. It was probably appropriate for me to write something that's not ASTER'S CODA because just in case in the editing process of ASTER'S CODA Semblance I end up making some really major changes that end up impacting book 3, I don't want that to happen, like, as I'm writing it. So I've got like two options for the book that I could be starting midway through next year once Semblance is done. An adult urban fantasy that revolves around a bunch of magical relics and trying to return them to their rightful owners. And then I've also got a gritty dystopian retelling of Red Riding Hood. One of them is a standalone, the urban fantasy one, and then the dystopian one, that's going to be part of like an anthology series. So basically like they're all based around the same world and similar characters, but you don't need to read the previous books to be able to read books 2, 3, and so on. I cannot decide between the two. If there's any that you guys have more of a preference on, let me know in the comments, but I'm probably going to be making an announcement video once Semblance is finished, announcing my next big writing project. Post short videos on YouTube. I've seen like a lot of non-author tube channels make really good use of the shorts feature that YouTube has now made, and that's something I want to utilize as well, but I don't want to just repost my TikToks on here. Because my TikTok is very different to my AuthorTube, my TikTok is like very comedic, very bookish, and like sort of comedic takes on the struggles of being a writer and a reader, whereas my AuthorTube is a bit more educational, but still like very chill. I'm probably gonna end up making some videos that are like 1-minute advice videos, but I'm gonna have to do a lot of planning to work out what those videos are going to be. I know short form content is really popular out there, and I know you guys are gonna be loving that kind of stuff, so that's definitely gonna be happening in 2022. When? I don't know, but I wanna make that a regular thing. Cross my heart. Yes. Make an entire cosplay from scratch. This has been something I have been putting off for literally forever. First because I was unsure what kind of character that I wanted to make, but now I know what kind of character I want to do. It's a Critical Role character. For any of you who are interested in that kind of stuff. It baffles me as to why I haven't been making cosplay sooner. Probably since like September this year, I've been getting a bit more into sewing. I've been sewing some of my own clothes, some costumes. And not like just making alterations like I did previously, but like actually making like pieces of clothing. So I definitely have the skills to make the cosplay that I want to make. It's just I've been procrastinating it forever, and I'm hoping I'll be able to like make that next year and wear it to some kind of convention, one of the Armageddons that we have in New Zealand here. Add 2 gigs to my Fiverr. For those who don't know, I have a Fiverr account that does digital content creation specifically for authors. I currently have 4 gigs active. At the time filming this video, they probably would have just come out. I have no idea how well those particular gigs are going to be doing, but I definitely want to include at least 2 more by the end of next year. Eventually I want to like build up a whole reputation of the stuff that I can do, and maybe even become a cover designer. That would be really cool. But for now I want to still like stick to like my graphics and video editing in the kinds of ways that I know how to do it. You can check out all the gigs that I currently got in the description. Guest a write-in live stream. This one I'm more certain I'm going to fail, but I'm still gonna put it on there because I really want to try. Because trying to get into these write-in live streams is very difficult when I live in New Zealand. We're like 15 hours ahead of the US, where most write-in live streams happen. When those typically happen, they are the middle of the day here. I have been able to attend like some occasionally when I've had holidays from university, but that's gonna be just as difficult to do when I work full-time. So there's no way I'm gonna be able to guarantee to make one of them unless I have a holiday specifically to join at least one write-in live stream. I don't really have plans to like host one yet because I'm still like relatively new to these write-in live streams, but I'm hoping to be able to participate in more and eventually guest one. Make a choose your own adventure style video. I love like a bunch of like choose your own adventure format things, and I know it has been utilized on YouTube a little bit. Basically, choose your own adventure is where the end screens are going to be having little videos popping up for you to go this path or this path, and you have to try and get all the endings. That is something that I want to do for like an author writing based sort of thing. The most famous example out there on YouTube would probably be Markiplier's series, A Heist with Markiplier. But I want to do something like that in like sort of a writing thing. I don't exactly know what it's going to be. It's probably not going to be something scripted like some sort of play thing. It might be like you choose how I write this story, or you choose what kind of character I'm going to be making. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really fun. I really, really want to get it to happen, but like I'm going to have to do a bunch of planning for it. Read 1 book a week on average. My reading goals have definitely gone up. Next week you guys are going to be getting a rundown of all the books that I read in 2021. It's a long one because I ended up meeting my reading goal for 2021 initially in like August or something. I only like made myself plan to read 14 books, I believe. Yeah, 14 books for 2021, but for 2022 I decided, because my reading progress went so well, I exceeded the number of books by like at least 12? I'm still like finishing reading some stuff, but definitely at least 12. And I found myself in the second half of the year, I was reading roughly 1 book a week, or 1 book every 2 weeks, so I wanted to increase that for 2022 to a book a week. It's going to be very interesting, and it's going to make sure that there's going to be very much regular content and regular reviews on my blog. I've been able to post a review a week now, which has been absolutely fantastic. I love making all the little images for like Instagram and for the blog posts, so I'm really excited to be doing that. It's gonna be great. Get to 200 YouTube subscribers. I know I'm probably barely or teetering in the 90 to 100 range right now as this video comes out, and I have been doing so for like months. So I'm being a little bit more gentle on myself when it comes to my platform on YouTube. Yeah, I'm really hoping I'll be able to hit 200 at a minimum by the end of 2022. But like, I don't know, to me it's like really weird because I put a lot more passion and effort into my AuthorTube platform here, but then my Book Talk and Author Talk TikTok account that I kind of just started like August, late August, this year, it's like exploded almost. I feel like I'm a little bit disappointed that like the one I'm more passionate about isn't the one that's getting the most recognition, and I'm kind of just wishing that everyone from my Book Talk, all my followers from my Book Talk would like migrate over to here so that I could like get the same number of followers or something. That is very wishful thinking. I'm still very grateful for the exposure that I've managed to get on TikTok. It's just I wish the YouTube would be the same, and I'm hoping it's going to really help out to get to at least 200 subscribers next year. Fingers crossed. And the last goal, start a reading journal. This is literally the goal that I came up with the day before I filmed this video, because in my YouTube recommendations, I literally stumbled upon a reading journal and I wanted to see what it is, and I fell into a little bit of a rabbit hole of all these people setting up their reading journals. They are super duper cute. I'm probably gonna end up making one for sure, and like having a little video of me like creating that reading journal available next year. January next year, of course. But I'm definitely gonna have to do my research on things. I've already got a notebook set aside, way bigger than the ones that they use, but that's just because I'm using a notebook from my big ass pile of notebooks that I already have. But it shouldn't be too hard for me to keep up. I've already got like a reading progress tracker chart that I used this year to monitor not only how many books I read this year, but also how much I read per day. So I think that's definitely something I will be able to keep up for like an entire journal, like being able to fill out all little things and keep track of everything, because it's actually kind of therapeutic to do that. And there we go. Those are all of my big goals for next year, at least in terms of my author platform. It's probably going to be some other ones that I'm going to come up with, but these are going to be like the main ones which I'm going to try and hold myself accountable for. I didn't make any big like goal videos last year, but I wanted to make one this year because of how prominent I guess I'm getting, at least from my own perspective. 2022 is gonna be great. Let me know in the comments what your goals for 2022 are as well. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new around here. Ring that bell so you can find out when I post more creative content and give me an early head start into getting to 200 subscribers next year. Hopefully. Also, of course, I've got my novel available for you to buy in the description, ASTER'S CODA Exposure. Follow Abby Tagger as she discovers her family's otherworldly blood feud and her place in it as she fights her family's worst enemy. You can also check the description for my Instagram, my TikTok, my Fiverr, and my website. Stay creative, everybody, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.